Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. DeMar DeRozan on LeBron James, that MFer was impossible to beat. No other way around it. Beating LeBron James in the Eastern Conference in the 2010s was impossible, as James went to 8 straight NBA Finals in the decade with the Miami Heat and Cleveland Cavaliers. There's a generation of Eastern Conference players who couldn't have playoff success because of LeBron. Two of those players, DeMar DeRozan and Jeff Teague, broke down how tough it was to beat James during that era. DeMar DeRozan, yeah, that mother was impossible to beat. It's just what it was no other way around it. At that time, I have arguments with people because they ask me which Bron was the best, that Miami Bron and that second Cleveland Bron. He controlled everything from top to bottom. Once you stepped on that floor, it was stuck, bro. He one of the greats for a reason. Teague shared that his playoff record against James is 0-16. Jeff Teague, I've never won a playoff game against him. I have been in 4 series against him and got swept 4 times. One time we were up 30, and I was playing for the Pacers. We were up 30, game 3, and I was like, I'll finally beat this dude. He walks into halftime and says, "We good." Everybody keep their head up. They were down just 8 in the third quarter and I was like, it's over. I just wanted one win. James' dominance over the 2010s in the East was almost mythical. The only playoff series he lost in the East for the entire decade came in 2010 against the Boston Celtics, before he rattled off 8 consecutive finals appearances, 4 with the Heat, 4 with the Cavaliers. James averaged 26.5 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 7.4 assists over his Heat and second Cavs stint, arguably one of the greatest primes of any player in NBA history. He was All-NBA First Team and an All-Star in all 8 seasons, and also made 5 All-Defense teams. His crowning achievement of that spell will be the 3 titles and Finals MVPs he won, along with 2 regular season MVP awards as well. DeRozan never got to enjoy a comeuppance over James, as the second LeBron left the East and guaranteed a new team could rise to the NBA Finals. The Raptors traded him away to the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard in 2018. The Raptors finally broke through to win a title, with DeMar on an aimless Spurs team that would watch LeBron make another Finals appearance in the West in 2020. Teague was a rotational player for most of his career, though he did make an All-Star team in 2001. Across stints with the Bucks, Pacers, and Hawks, Teague couldn't find a way to succeed against James. While Teague retired as an NBA champion with his second stint on the Bucks in 2021, he never got the opportunity to relish a playoff victory over LeBron James. Miami Heat hero offered to take less money for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was linked with a move to the Miami Heat earlier this summer, but the rumors ultimately led to nowhere of substance. This is not the first time that a move to South Beach has failed to materialize for KD either. LeBron James changed the game of basketball when he joined the Heat in 2010 to team up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, and form a super team that would bring 2 championships to the franchise. 6 years later, another move of similar magnitude took place when Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors. Incidentally, there is a possibility that Durant could have been LeBron's replacement for the Heat if a move had worked out. In fact, Hassan Whiteside was ready to take less money if it meant that the Heat signed Durant in 2016. While speaking on the OG's show, he said, "Kevin Durant came and took the meeting. I told Pat, I said if KD comes I'll take less money. It was more so about winning. We would have Goran, D-Wade, Kevin Durant, Chris Bosh, and then me at the 5. That looks like quite the team on paper for sure." Ultimately, things might not have worked out as well as expected though. One has to remember that Bosh would soon be forced into retirement as a result of a blood clotting condition. would it have worked without him? It played out quite well for Durant in Golden State. He won a couple of championships as well as finals MVPs. It must have felt even sweeter to do it against LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Of course, many people always try to put an asterisk beside Durant's achievements with the Warriors because he joined a team that had already won a championship and came close to winning a second straight one before blowing a 3-1 lead in the finals. The Milwaukee Bucks have not been great since their championship win. A second-round playoff exit has been followed by back-to-back first-round eliminations. Incidentally, the Miami Heat were one of the teams to get the better of them in the postseason. Could it lead to Giannis Antetokounmpo requesting a trade to South Beach in the future? It was just last year that Giannis agreed to a 3-year, $186 million contract extension with the Bucks that sees him through the 2027-28 season. We all know how quickly things can change in basketball though. Surely, Giannis would not want to spend his prime years not competing for the top prize in the sport. The problem is that some teams, especially in the East, might have left the Bucks behind. The Boston Celtics won the championship last season. The likes of the Philadelphia 76ers and New York Knicks are being considered genuine contenders as well. In the article 3 teams Bucks Giannis Antetokounmpo could request trade to on Last Word on Sports, Quentin S. Alberti named the Heat as one of those teams. The other two were the New Orleans Pelicans and the Houston Rockets. The Heat would not be able to bring in Antetokounmpo to form a big three with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo though. Alberti wrote, if Antetokounmpo was ever shipped to South Beach, the Miami Heat wouldn't do it in hopes of recreating a big three. Instead, a sign-in trade that sent Jimmy Butler to the Bucks or rerouted him elsewhere would have to be agreed upon. This is largely due to the fact that Miami wouldn't be able to acquire Antetokounmpo otherwise. Not only does he have a $48.7 million salary, but Milwaukee is above the second apron. Consequently, they have to trade Antetokounmpo straight up for a player making the same salary. The addition of Giannis would definitely get the Heat closer to a championship than they currently are. A duo with Adebayo would be the stuff of dreams. That being said, the Heat should not be counted out as things are. Over the years, they have shown that they are at their best when their backs are against the wall. Most people are not giving the Heat much of a chance ahead of the 2024-25 season. But if they can put their injury struggles behind them, this is still a formidable roster, capable of giving any team a run for their money. Miami Heat urged to sign Boban Marjanovic. The Heavy asked the Miami Heat to add Marjanovic, who is an unrestricted free agent. Boban can help on the court in very short periods, Dunlap wrote. He's 36 years old and has never played more than 681 minutes in any season, and hasn't played more than 271 in his last 4 years. He won't play much, it will definitely be situational, a chess piece for the new coach to use at his discretion. The Miami Heat were the worst offensive rebounding team in the league in 2023-24, securing just 8.2 per game. It's a small sample size, but Boban is averaging 5.0 offensive rebounds per 36 minutes for his career and could help with that. Off the court, Boban is a great guy, a great influence in the locker room. Have you ever heard a bad word about him? Absolutely not. Think about your coworkers for a minute. Are you more focused, work more efficiently, and are your results better when you work with people who make you happy? Of course yes, it's human nature. Boban is just one of those affable people who makes everyone around him smile. With a minimum contract, why not take a chance? The Miami Heat did not make any free agency moves or trades this offseason. The team lost to the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the 2024 playoffs in 5 games. The Nuggets also beat the Lakers in the 2023 Western Conference Finals in 4 games. The Miami Heat coach told SiriusXM NBA Radio that Miami Heat is looking to add a center. Marjanovic, who has career averages of 5.5 points, 3.6 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.2 steals and 0.3 blocks, could fit that profile. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Boban Marjanovic? Leave your opinion in the comments.